Welcome, everybody. It's River City Plus, the show after the show. Today, we are joined by Barbara Colacello and Rebecca Levy. And before we even launch into this and you get to learn all about these ladies and what they're here to support, I want you to think about this. Think about everything you think everyone knows about you, and then think of a story about yourself that nobody knows. And then imagine getting in front of thousands of people, in front of people that you've never met even, and telling this untold story. Wow, that's brave. And Rebecca's getting ready to do it. But before we start there, let's talk to you, Barbara. Tell us about Babs Labs and Untold Stories.
Well, I have a space called Babs Lab that has to do with storytelling. That's my niche, and training people to tell their stories. I do monthly story slams. And so when Florida Theater decided that they wanted to do a series with Jacksonville people and Northeast Florida people telling stories, bringing communities together, different neighborhoods together to hear who's in the city, where have they come from, are they, that type of thing. It was a natural fit because I'm training people and I have, people come through that like to tell stories.
I want to get back to that because I would love to learn more about the good way to tell a story.
Yeah,
there are definite techniques. Tell us about Rebecca.
Yeah,
and Rebecca, we're going to let you tell us about yourself, but I want to hear Barbara tell it first, if you don't mind.
Well, the thing is, Rebecca and I know each other. She's a fabulous dancer. We're artists. We see each other. And I remember at the Cultural Council Awards, she just looked at me and she said, I want to do an untold story.
Oh.
And I said, okay. Do you have a story in mind? And she says, no, but I want to do it. And that, I always knew that.
Okay. Why did you want to do it? Let's first of all find that out.
That's a great question. And that's a fun memory because I was like, I have to do this, but I don't know why. I think that I am a dancer choreographer and I'm an artist, and I think that I'm deeply interested in the human condition and the things that bring us together and drive us apart. And I think that Babs is just brilliant, and I've heard the Untold Stories, and I've always been a fan of storytelling events like The Moth and things like that. And I just felt so drawn and compelled to do it. And then I applied and she accepted me, and now I'm going to do it.
So, but even before you thought, it wasn't like you thought, oh, I have this story I have to get off my chest. It was more like, I just know that I'll grow from this.
Yeah, which is, the irony of art making is the reason that I wanted to do it is part of the thing that I think brought my story out ultimately. And I don't want to give too much away about what I'll be talking about.
Which is on February 27th. People will be able to hear it.
February 27th at the Florida Theater.
The live show is February 27th, and then WJCT, it's a podcast. So at some point they will also do the whole show.
That's scarier. Because now it's out there. It's out there.
It's out there.
I'm not trying to freak you out, but you are brave. I thought you were brave when I saw video of you spinning around and doing aerial work, but is this scarier than that? Here, I'll share with Barbara.
Okay. That's the thing, right? It's we become who we are by engaging in activities that make us stronger. And part of that is learning how to concisely and clearly speak our truths. And I would say that, I was compelled to do this because I think it's an incredible event. But I've really learned so much from Babs. She's incredible. I mean, you know that. We all know that. Babs is an amazing person. But really, the activity of doing it, of being coached by her and engaging with the work has been just as valuable for me as the experience of performing it.
So Babs, may I call you Babs too? Okay. So Babs, is what you do akin to Toastmasters, or is it more about artistically sharing? Tell me more about what you do.
People have taken Toastmaster and study with me. It's valid both kinds of ways you get into your content. Mine is a lot of unearthing. And it's not so much saying, this is my statement, this is my point, and now I'm going to back it up, and then I'm going to conclude. This is soul work. This is unearthing. And sometimes, people want to do it, and I look at them and I'm thinking to myself, I don't think they're ready. And it's fun, but it's hard, and you have to have the time. But I think that I throw things out. I listen a lot. I'm listening to you in a way that you are not listening to yourself.
Can I trouble you for just a couple of quick tips? Like, I know it's not a quick process, but if I wanted to be watching this and say, I want to take away something from this, yes, I'll buy tickets or tune into the podcast and learn about Rebecca Levy's story, because she's clearly an intriguing person. But what if I'm watching this and I'm saying, well, what can I take away from this if I have a story to share in a meeting today, or if I'm going on TV tomorrow and telling a story?
First of all, you have to get out of your head, which means you have to not listen to the ego, those voices in your head.
What might they be saying?
You're not prepared. You're so over-prepared now. You're like a machine. You're not going to be very good at this. Oh, that other one, she looks so good today. I don't look well. All of that. Those perfectionists, the critic, the judge, those
Which
voices.
We all do.
We do. And the talent is, it's not going to really stop. Maybe it does. It does. But when you hear them, you just say, turn them down, It's like your mother in the back. It's like, okay, I really not listening to this. But the main thing is go to the content. What is my message? Why do we communicate? I want you to understand something. I want to teach you something. I want to entertain you with something. What is that something? When I'm focused on my content, everything else starts to fall away. Becoming task-oriented. These are my points. And then breathe. Because we have to make the adjustment to get out of our heads, thinking, and just sit and drop the thoughts into our heart, which is very intelligent. The heart intelligence, the heart knows before the mind knows.
Would you say it's better, given the choice, to over-prepare or under-prepare?
It's what works for you. I had a client she did great work. She was working with me for months. She knew she wanted to be coached. She was prepared. And a couple of hours before she's about to do this panel thing, she goes, well, I realize I'm so over-prepared. And I stopped her. And I said, you see, you're making your preparation negative. You're the type of personality, you feel better when you know everything is crossed and off and you prepared in the way that you need to prepare. Congratulate yourself.
As a runner, we say the hay is in the barn. You get to a race and it's like there's nothing that you can do on that day that's going to change the outcome at this point. So you have to tell yourself the hay is in the barn.
Right.
The harvesting is done. This is the celebration of the hard work.
Right. Play.
And it's, yes. And so, Rebecca, are you doing this? Are you practicing? Are you in the mirror, or how are you?
Yeah, I would say that I was just thinking about that. I'm like, am I over or under prepared? I think and engage with it a lot. It's kind of constant for me. And then I try to say it every other day or something, I just kind of, or if I had a good friend in town last week and I was like, can you just sit at the table and listen to me say it? Just to practice, because I do actually really believe in practice. I believe in muscle memory.
As a dancer and an instructor.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And once you get up on stage, the texture of the experience really shifts you energetically. I've had that experience for the last 25, 30 years, so I know that. But I would say that one of the things that I found to be important, and kind of what Babs was just talking about, really experiencing the story in my head while I'm saying it. I can really feel myself being there. And I think that experience of feeling it, what did the room feel like? What did the air feel like? What did people look like? Makes it so that I can really explain to people, not explain. I can shape for them Babs would say. You're not explaining, you're shaping. Like I'm shaping the experience as I say it.
Her eyes are watering up as she's even thinking about it. You're just thinking about
Right.
it. And so I know
Yeah.
it's going to be very compelling. We don't want to share what your untold story is. That would defeat the purpose. So there are two things we're promoting right now, in my mind. I know we came on to talk about untold stories at the Florida Theater and this great work, but with like 90 seconds left, can you also tell people how they can reach out to you and be a part of Babs Lab?
Yeah. I have an Instagram account, Facebook account, Babs Lab at Cork. We're in the Cork Arts District. I'm going to be starting a new improv storytelling class. We're in the middle of a series. I'm doing a devised theater piece. But just go to Babs Lab and you'll see what's coming up. Or there's a way to contact me and say, hey, I'm interested in coaching. Or people rent my space and monthly story slams. And yeah, my next Story Slam is on March 21st, and we're celebrating Women's History Month.
I think I'll be there. I'm so intrigued. And I can benefit from it. And, you know, I've been on the radio in Jacksonville for 30 years. And we took improv lessons years ago because you would not believe how many people have conversations in front of cameras and microphones and don't recognize that you do need to learn and practice and just hearing other people talk.
Yeah, you are always recovering. Improv teaches you how to recover.
Correct, yes.
That's it.
And I have so much to learn, so it seems like I found my teacher. I'm so thrilled.
I'm thrilled
And
too.
Rebecca's saying yes. Yes, ma'am.
Babs is amazing.
Great. Okay, well, I don't know quite exactly how. I'm looking over to Ryan to see. He's saying wrap it, which means we felt it out and we could stay here all day, but instead let's tell everyone where to get their tickets.
I recommend calling the Florida Theater, the box office. You save your $10 service fee. And their people are great. You'll get the best seats. So, yeah, I don't have that number memorized.
Something Arts,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, but look it up.
Just go on the Florida Theater
look it up,
website. Untold Stories, you can also hear the podcast at WJCT. So Untold Stories will bring you to everything you need to know.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We have to wrap right now, but please join us tomorrow morning. We'll be back on TV at 9:30 for River City Live.